Hi, I'm tie-down roper Jordan Ketcher, and Rodeo Houston Wrap starts right now.
He's your defending Rodeo Houston champion. It's Clint Lay riding bareback on a horse named Stardust. Hi everyone and welcome into Rodeo Houston Wrap. It is the wild card night, the night that no one wants to have to go through, but everyone's thankful for that last chance. Only two advance. Will Clint advance? Who will and who won't? Well, let's get right to the guys who called all the action, Boyd Polhamus and Bob Tallman.
Thanks, Patty. Yes, Clint Lay, our defending champion, and no, he would not advance to try to defend that title. Tough luck. It was a brutal bareback bronc riding.
There were moments it was brutal in every event, but the bareback riding is going to leave some sore arms and some guys thinking, maybe I should rope calves.
Yeah, exactly. It just, I mean, an unbelievable pen of bucking horses. We'll show you the highlights. You'll see what we mean. Let's start with the bareback bronc riding first, where we had two 90-point rides split it. Devin Riley, the first one to go. The man from Wyoming who won Tucson a year ago. He's advancing. He's got a shot, Bobby T.
Well, here comes the Canadian champion, and he was ready to rock and roll in Super Series #1. He won all of that, then comes back tonight on a Calgary horse. Jake Vold, 90 points at the top, to tie with that young hotshot, Devin Riley.
And there's 10 other guys that are, as Bob said, are just going to have to go home and heal up. To the saddle bronc riding we go. This is Zeke Thurston. Now, this is his second horse. His first horse he got a re-ride on, so they loaded this horse called Scandal of the Cervies, and he rode him for 85 points, and at the last minute finished second.
Well, Chase Brooks is somebody that Boyd and I have been bragging on from Denver to Fort Worth and San Angelo right here to Houston. He's going to better him by one at 86 points to be at the top of the ladder. Being the top two, it's Brooks, it's Thurston. Get ready for the final.
Oh, you bet, my brother. And then in the bull riding, this was just another place where a lot of people got punished tonight. Josh Frost was the first guy to get to the whistle with an 89-point ride. He was the third guy to go. And then at the bitter end, he was sweating it because this guy did this.
Well, we've been talking about Sage Kimsey, 5-time champion of the world. Is that left arm bad? Is he crippled? Is he hurt? I don't think so. Mind over matter, and he blocked it out for 8 to be 93 points ahead of the youngest of the Frosts.
Yeah, and so this is the first time, though, and be honest, that we've seen the Sage Kimsey we've seen for the last 5 years.
First time I've seen him this way since maybe the NFR.
Yeah, but he was in total control. He completely dominated that bull. And, boy, you saw his reaction. Once he hit the ground, he threw his fist in the air. He knew he had found his groove again.
Well, he's got it in his head. He's got it in his heart. Now he's got it in his hand and his rope. If his feet will hang on, he's going to ride a lot more of them coming up.
Well, yeah,
Get ready for 6.
He'll be in the conversation tomorrow, no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go to the timed events to find out who else will be in the conversation tomorrow. First in the tie-down roping, 2015 Rodeo Houston champ, 2005 world champion all-around, Ryan Jarrett wraps one up in a 9-9.
3 nights ago, you wouldn't give a plug nickel for this guy. This is the world champion all-around challenger, Tough Cooper. Look what he does. Did he have a bad back? He must have got it healed. He's 9-5 to beat Jarrett. To be top, now he comes into the final round.
Yeah, and believe me, none of those 8 guys that are already in the finals are happy to see Tough coming up. Let's go to another Cooper, his cousin Jake, along with Caleb Anderson. They would stretch one in 4.4 to lead the way, and that would put them in front of Tierney and Braden, who were 5-2. And those are the two teams advancing through the wild card on to Saturday.
Okay, in steer wrestling, Tyler Pearson, he's just been kind of a little lackluster. What's he going to do, 4-9? And he was about 7th to go, so he had to watch this happen.
And then Patty always asks me, you always pick Tyler Wegesbach. Yes, I always picked him, so she picked him tonight. 4.4 for the 2-time defending champion of the world. Wegesbach will lead Pearson to the championship round tomorrow night. Now to the ladies.
Well, being on the top of the ground has a lot to do with it, and that's right where Jimmy Smith was. Here's the Texas lady. She's going to win 2nd with a 14.61.
Yeah, but she was 3rd. This girl was the first on the ground and took advantage of it. Jessie Fish from Tennessee, 14.35. Fish and Smith are advancing to the finals. So Didn't see a Trevor Brazil in there.
No, I'm sorry Fred Whitfield didn't make it.
Yeah, I didn't see him in there either, Cowboy.
Well, there's a couple of them. You know what? They're not going anywhere. But there's a new guard. We say this occasionally. There is a new guard, but you still got a Kimsey, and he's the proven guy. Still got a Cody DeMoss.
Still got a Jake Bold.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well, look, the good news is both of them will have one of the most amazing careers anybody could ever have. And when we come back, we're going to have Patti Smith standing next to the 8-time world champion from Hockley, Texas, the all-around champion of the world, the $3 million money earner. She's going to get some final thoughts from Fred Whitfield when we come back to Rodeo Houston. So you stay right where you're at, Patti and Fred, when we return.
Let's see. There's the drop. Turning back into his hand. Lindsey Cocker.
And welcome back to the show. Joining me now, Fred Whitfield, one of our absolute favorites. I call this man my friend. You know, did not advance out of the wild card, but you said all along that this was going to be your last one. What are the emotions for you right now?
Well, this is it. You know, I've done everything I set out to do in rodeo, and I mean, not to be arrogant or nothing, I don't have anything else to prove, and my body's just starting to break down to where it's just too hard on me to go be competitive. You know, I made it out of my group this week here, and then had a decent chance today. That calf was a little stronger than I anticipated, and she ran up the rope at me. You know, it ended on a high note for me. To be here in front of my hometown fans and to call it a career, it's a great feeling. You know, I'm a little emotional about it as well, but it's time.
So when you're riding off that dirt for the last time and people are kind of cheering for you, you said it's a little emotional. I'm not trying to kind of keep saying that, but what was going through your mind riding off for that last time?
It's over. You know, this is it for me. Like I said, you know, to be able to do it here in Houston, you know, I've competed at this rodeo for 28 years out of being a PRCA member for 29, and, you know, that's accomplishment within an accomplishment, and, you know, hats off to all the fans all around the world, you know, especially here in my hometown rodeo that just have treated me like golden for the last 28 years, so it's exciting.
What's next for you?
Well, you know, I took a job working for an oil company here locally, Moffitt Services, and I'm in outside sales, so we really enjoyed it. I'm going to buy me a boat this summer and do quite a bit of fishing on Lake Conroe. I've been able to be home for the last year and a half, being a dad and trying to be a role model to my daughter. My oldest daughter is going off to college this year at Dallas Baptist, and my youngest is a freshman in high school right now. So just being around to watch them grow, and, you know, hopefully they'll get a good education and go on to college and be successful in the world.
All right, well, on behalf of all of us, it's been an honor. It's been a privilege. We've enjoyed every minute of watching you do your job.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Fred. We've got to take one more time out, but don't go anywhere. Boyd and I will be back to wrap it all up. And welcome back to the show, the Wild Card Show. Wow, what a wild night it was tonight.
It always does live up to its name. I mean, it's just a treacherous night to watch these guys play, and kind of embodied the entire 3 weeks we've been here now. There's been a lot of wild things happen.
There were some wild moments. I mean, we saw wrecks, we saw crashes, we saw some crazy injuries. I mean, what are some of the ones that stood out to you?
Well, just think about, okay, the first series, our defending calf rope champion, Tyler Milligan, has the barrier come back and rip his face open, then he has to run the extra and wins the round. My gosh, we had Lane McGehee in semifinal number 2, and he just gets jerked around and punished and hangs up to his rigging. We had Ty Brewer. Do you remember the arm jerking he took where he got flipped upside down and hammered on his head? And then in the bull riding, we've had Chase Dougherty was treated like a helicopter propeller, just got spun around. And then last night, Trey Benton got stepped on right here, right below his chin and right about on his collarbone, and got hurt so bad he couldn't compete tonight. So it's just been wild.
Yeah, and the wild man. We talk about Wade Sandell. We've talked about him a couple times. You know, this guy is just keeps getting thrown off every single time he gets on the horse because of his injuries. He can't even hang on.
You can't squeeze.
A world champion.
World champion, Houston champion, you know, and you can't squeeze with those knees. And so you just watch it every time like it's a car wreck you know is going to happen, you know. So, yeah, it's been really good from a standpoint. If that's some of the element, I think, of rodeo that people enjoy is the fact that it is chaotic. I mean, you don't get to control there's no referee out there to blow a whistle and say the play's over, right? Everybody behave now.
Yeah.
You know, with farm animals and just the nature of the contest, you get a lot of wild things to happen.
Well, yeah, and of course nobody wants to see anybody get hurt, but it's like a hockey game. You don't want to see anybody get, but you love the fight.
Right, exactly. Somebody's going to the penalty box.
Exactly.
No doubt about it.
So we've got championship night tomorrow. It all culminates into this. A couple things you're looking for.
Well, very interesting. 2 past Rodeo Houston champions, 2 world champions, Shane Hanchey, Caleb Smith. And that's going to be good in the calf roping. I mean, we got Casey Field snuck in out of his semifinal in the number 4 spot. So he's a 4-time Rodeo Houston champion, 4-time world champion. It's just there's going to be a lot of good watching tomorrow.
All right, well, hopefully you've got tickets to be out here. If not, you've got a ticket right here to this show, right here on Fox Sports Southwest. Until then, have a great night, everyone. He's not real happy with that ride either. Oh, yes, he is.
Jackson Garland of Mount Bellevue. 6 years old. Here's Jackson.
Wants to be a race car driver. He's got a little AJ Foyt in him.